Hi.
I'm on fire. Fire side.
So I was just in Montana. I was told by a local like what to do if you encounter a brown bear versus a black bear. Did you know that they were different things?
I did. I grew up with a lot of bears.
Just to fill a knowledge gap for those who had it like I did. So
In case of
black bears
emergency.
are little scaredy cats. Encounter one, you're supposed to like flail your arms and like scream at them. And if you encounter a grizzly bear, you're supposed to like play dead. My grandma-in-law, I guess, she had this little Basenji dog that was like 20 years old, blind, like basically doesn't move. There's a black bear that came into their garden. Guess the dog knew that like you're supposed to like scare off a black bear. Guys, and the video kind of went viral. Like
I was going to say that it blew up.
Okay, we're gonna get started. We're gonna do a 15-minute abs situation today. So we're gonna start in a high kneel position, and once you're there, sit onto your heels all the way down. Okay, all right. Your hands are gonna be on your ribs and or kind of on your belly area. So just have a look at Emma to see how she has her hands placed. And we're just gonna start with a little bit of breathing to activate our core. So you're gonna take a big inhale, and as you inhale, your ribs are gonna flare, your belly is gonna fill up with air. And then take a big exhale, and as you exhale, both the ribs and the belly will hug in towards the midline. And we're gonna keep going. Big inhale, everything balloons, good. And then big exhale, everything contracts. So when we say tighten corset, for example, this is what we mean. We mean the entire midline is kind of squeezing in towards the spine. Good. And then as you inhale, you release. So throughout class, what's important is that you just keep breathing, because as you keep breathing, you'll obviously exhale. And then as you exhale, everything will tighten. So this is not classical Pilates, so we're not necessarily trying to like have you exhale at a specific point. Throughout class, we believe that just if you keep breathing, the core will contract regardless. All right, let's take 2 more. Beautiful. We're gonna take 1 more big inhale. And then 1 more big exhale. Beautiful. Okay, now we're gonna sit onto our butt. Your legs are gonna be bent in front of you and your feet are gonna be on the floor. And we're gonna extend our arms nice and long in front of us. And I want you to squeeze both the heels and the thighs together. We're gonna come down into a halfway roll. So take a big inhale at the top, and then slowly we're gonna round through the low back, the middle back, the upper back until you get to a C-shaped spine. And then nice and slow, we're gonna unround through the spine, come back to your seated position. So the arms are reaching forward the entire time. Nice job. And then as you come down into your roll back, you're slowly rounding through the spine, middle back, upper back. Beautiful. And then you're slowly unrounding as you come all the way to the top. So I like to say, think about a C-shaped spine at the bottom and then an I-shaped spine at the top. Good. Nice. And careful when you're at the top, you're not like totally arching through the back and like overly pressing the chest forward. You want to stop right when you have like basically the best posture ever. Okay, we have 4 more. Have you ever encountered a bear?
Yes.
Really?
Several times. Yes.
Were you ever scared for your life?
Yeah, I've had to call out of work because there was a bear circling my car when I was in high school.
Whoa. How'd you get it away?
I didn't. I just hid inside my house.
Oh, I thought you were in the car.
No. Because they go for trash because they're hungry. Little babies. They're pretty cute.
Until they're not.
Yeah.
Okay, last one, you're gonna meet me in the halfway roll and you're gonna hold the halfway roll. We're gonna open our knees into a clam and then you're gonna close the legs. And as you close, squeeze both the heels and the thighs and then come all the way back up to a seated position with the legs closed and squeezed. All right, keep the legs closed and squeezed, the heels closed and squeezed. Come down into your halfway roll, hold the halfway roll. We're gonna open the legs and then we're gonna close the legs. Beautiful. And keep the legs squeezed as you come all the way back up so that we can use the inner thighs. Beautiful. Good. To help us get deeper into the abdominal wall. All right. And keep the spine super rounded. So the more rounded the spine is, the more load into the abdominal. So if you can't get as far back as Emma, that's totally fine. But just try to go pretty far back until you feel your spine be rounded. Emma just does this all the time. So she has a lot of spinal mobility.
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Yeah, she does. Okay, we're going to take 2 more. Nice and slow. And really think about squeezing those heels together. Good. Both as you open the clam and as you close the clam. Good. All right. We're going to take one more all the way down. Good. One more clam open. Good. And then meet me with the legs closed. Hold your roll back. Hold. Squeeze everything together. Now pulse the chest up and down. Good. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come all the way up. Nice job. Beautiful.
Wow.
All right. Take a little moment. We're going to lie all the way down onto our back. Okay. Once you're lying down on your back, feet are still on the floor, legs are still bent, hands go behind your head, keep your elbows nice and wide. We're going to come up into an ab curl, and then we're going to come down from the curl. So as you're curling, you're trying to fold the ribs in half. You're trying to think of this movement coming from the bottom of the ribs. Nice, good. So that you can really lift the shoulder blades off of the mat. So it's not just like a little neck flexion situation. And you're trying to not have the elbows close in towards the face as you curl for now. But after, we're going to actually be doing that. Okay, we're going to keep going. I've never seen a bear.
Really?
Yeah.
We used to have code browns at school in case of bear. We would hide in our classrooms.
Just in case the bear made it in and wanted to read some textbooks with you.
Yeah, stay away from the windows.
Wow. All of this in New England.
I know.
All right. Next time you're in your curl, you're going to hold the curl. I can't wait for the video to be part of this, the dog video. Okay, we're going to close the elbows. They're going to come in towards your face. Good. And then we're going to open them. And we're going to keep going. Stay up into your curl. We're just closing. Good. And opening the elbows. Nice job. Good. So you don't necessarily need to close the elbows a ton. Good. But try to think about them coming in towards the face and then opening. So you're trying to stay super steady, super balanced in the upper body. Good. So you're trying to not have, trying not to come out of the curl, basically. Okay. We're going to keep going, but lift your legs into tabletop. Okay. Next time you close the elbows, I want your knees to come in closer to your face. So you come into a little ball. And then as you open the elbows, the knees are going to come back on top of your hips into tabletop. All right. We just have 8 of these and then a hold and then we're out of this. Nice, good. If you want even more, as you close the elbows and bring the legs in, you can curl up even higher. For 7, totally optional. You don't need to add that. Good. All right, for 6, nice job.
And
Beautiful.
try to keep the low back off of the mat, like keep grounding through the tailbone.
Yes, people who tell you to squash your low back onto the mat, nah. Always trying to keep your neutral. For 3. Beautiful. Good. All right. For 2, keep breathing. Last one, meet me in your little ball and hold the ball. Good. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lay all the way down. You're done with that. Beautiful. All right. Bring your knees into your chest for a second. Do you know anyone who's ever been attacked by a bear?
No, actually. Which is surprising given the number of bear encounters I know about.
Yeah. Are we just over exaggerating how dangerous bears are? Would there be more attacks? Maybe code brown is just too good now. Okay. We're going to come onto hands and knees. We're just going to take a little cat cow here just to recenter. So take a big inhale, look up to the ceiling, arch through the back. Beautiful. And then you're going to take a big exhale. You're going to round through the back, look towards the belly button, and really press out of the hands. Good job. All right, we're going to keep going. Beautiful. All right, we have 5.
I have one more good bear story that I'll save for the end.
For the stretch, I can't wait.
Yeah, because I'm focusing.
All right, for 3. Nice, really press out of the hands to open up through the upper back. Nice. All right, good. For 2. Amazing. Good. Keep breathing. Okay, we're going to take one more rounded back. Beautiful. And then you're going to meet me in neutral, so that's a point between the 2, and you're going to hold. All right, you're going to scoot your knees back so that they're behind your hips. Okay, We're going to come down into a kneeling plank, and you're going to hold your kneeling plank so that your shoulders are in line with your hips, that they're in line with your knees, and make sure your hands are just below your shoulders. Go ahead and extend your left leg long behind you, but keep the toes onto the floor. Okay, we're going to bend our knees, send your butt back behind you into what we call a little rock back. Good, and then you're going to extend your left leg, come back into the kneeling plank. Yeah, good, and we're going to keep going. Bend your left knee, send your hips back. Good. And then extend your left leg and then come into that kneeling plank. So you're pressing your pelvis down in your kneeling plank. It's not just like a 4-point kneel situation. So you should feel the abdominals. Good. Engage as you come down into that kneeling plank. Nice. Good job. Okay. Really good. And also think about pressing your left hip down a little bit towards the floor. So you don't want the left hip to open up. You want it to be in line with the right hip. So the more you think about pressing it down, the more it's going to be in line with that right hip. But obviously you don't want to overcorrect. Okay, we're going to start adding on. Next time you're in the kneeling plank with your left leg long, you're going to hold. You're going to tuck the right toes. You're going to lift the right knee 1 inch off the mat. Good, you're going to tap it back down. And then you're going to bend the left leg, come back into the rock back. And you can kind of untuck the toes as you do that and then retuck them as we come up into the knee lift. All right, lift the knee. Beautiful, tap the knee back down, untuck the toes. Good, and then bend through the left leg. All right, really strong. So we're adding a little bit more oblique moment and a little bit of quad also. Good, but mainly oblique through the knee lift. Okay, let's take 2 more. Beautiful. Good.
I like this little knee lift situation.
Isn't it cute?
Yeah.
Okay, last one, you're gonna meet me in the knee lift. You're gonna hold the knee lift. Good, for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the knee for half a second, and then we're going to come into a full plank position. So extend the right leg long in line with the left, and you're going to hold the full plank. Good, for 10. If you want a little bit more, bring the feet closer together. For 8, 7, 6, press out of the hands. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the knees, come all the way down. Nice job. Okay. Ooh. Take a half-second child's pose, and we're going to go right into the other side. So back onto hands and knees, but no cat-cow on this side. Scoot your knees back a little bit so that your knees are behind your hips. All right, go ahead and extend your right leg long behind you this time, but keep the right toes onto the floor. Okay, we're going to bend through the right leg, send your butt back into that little rock back. Good, and then extend through the right leg, come into that kneeling plank position so that your shoulders are in line with hips, hips are in line with knees. Good, and then we're going to keep going. So I really want you to feel that core load up as you come into the kneeling plank. So think about pressing your pelvis down, but not so much that you're arching through the back. And also really think about pressing out of the hands to open up through the shoulder blades. Okay, we're going to take 3 more, and then we're going to add our little friend, the knee lift. Beautiful. Good. All right, for 2. Nice and slow. Keep pressing the right hip down also. Good, so that it's not opening up. Okay, last one. Meet me in your kneeling plank, and you're going to hold. You're going to tuck the left toes, lift the left knee. Good job. Tap it back down, untuck the toes, bend through the right leg, rock back. Okay, we got it. Careful in your rock back that you don't arch through the back, so you don't want to go like too far back with the butt. Nice, good. Nice and slow, nice and controlled through the knee lift, both on the way up in the knee lift and on the way back down as you tap the knee back down. Good. All right, let's take 4 more. Beautiful. Good. And keep pressing out of the hands. Good. How are we doing?
The rock back is sneaky, very challenging to do correctly. Like to send your hips back evenly.
Totally. Without like arching through your back and losing your neutral. Yeah. All right, for 2. Good job. Keep breathing. Nice. Okay, give me 1 more rock back. Meet me in your knee lift and hold your knee lift. Good. For 8, 7, 6, abs in, check in with your hips. Make sure they're aligned. For 5, press out of the hands. 4, 3, 2, 1, lower the knee for a second. Now both legs go long. Meet me in your full plank position. Feet are in line with each other and just hold. Good. Press out of the hands for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the knees. Come into a little child's pose. Whew. Nice job. Open your knees nice and wide. Okay, we're gonna take a little cobra, also so that Emma can tell me her bear story. So meet me in a child's pose, open your knees nice and wide, hands are really far forward. All right, keep the knees where they are, keep the hands where they are, lift your butt up towards the ceiling, then press your hips down, look up to the ceiling and arch through the back a ton and lift your shins off of the floor. And you can stay here, you can also look left and right if that feels good. Good, and you can alternate between the two. So we're gonna come back into a child's pose and then back into a cobra. And we're gonna keep going. All right, tell me bear.
There's a cupcake bakery in my town, and a bear broke in and ate a bunch of cupcakes, and there's a video of it.
Look it up. Connecticut
Yeah.
cupcake eating bear.
Yeah.
It's actually really cute. He like sits in the car park.
Yeah.
All right.
Munching.
Meet me in your child's pose and you're all done, my friends. 10 out of 10. Great job.
Thank you.
I'm happy you liked it. Toodaloo. Mwah.
Bye.
Bye.